I'm excited. I'm barely containable sitting here in this chair. You know, inside me, I feel like that cartoon, man, with that little dude on that tricycle, man, just wide open, man. So, I'm excited, man. I'm excited not only for where I am, but for where God is taking each one of you. Now, I don't know your next step, your next leg in your journey, but the very fact that you're here today, where you are today, means that there are some opportunities that are right on your doorstep, that all you got to do is say, yes. And when the next one appears, yes. And when the next one comes, yes. And man, it's going to take you on a journey, an adventure that's not like nothing you've ever seen, nothing you've ever imagined. For good. It ain't going to leave you in the field, man, strung out. It's going to be, you're going to see your life, man, like, wow, how could I have known? Listen, last week, man, last Tuesday and last Wednesday of last week, I had a part at a re-entry simulation. And what that is community services, law enforcement, they put on this thing to help other law enforcement and help people in the community understand what somebody faces getting out of prison. Mm-hmm. So I had an opportunity to be one of the guys to share a little bit of my story about my journey. What happened as I got out, some of the difficulties that you face, right? And of course, there was law enforcement there, Goldsboro police, sheriff's department, probation officers, you know what I'm saying? There was even a judge there. Clerk of court, Julie Whitfield, she was there. I mean, all kinds of people, man. And so here I had an opportunity, me along with a few other guys, had an opportunity just to share a little bit of our story and help them relate to what we dealing with. And I was thinking, man, it wasn't too long ago I was sitting in a prison somewhere in the backwoods of South Carolina, looking out the windows of them bars, and all I could see was woods. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I thought about how I was in this place, in a prison where even people in that community might not have known it was there. But here I was in a prison. They didn't know my name. As far as I was concerned, to them, I was just a nameless, faceless individual that committed a crime. And you locked up, and that's where you ought to be. You know? Mm-hmm. It's like nobody cares about you once you do something like that. It's like, man, get rid of him. He's through. You know, it don't have nothing to do with him. But man, there's a God in heaven that loves you and that has a plan for your life in spite of what we've done. He's saying, look here, man, I can rectify that. I know what you did. We can get that straightened out and we can move ahead. And if you just go with me, look here, I'll take you places you ain't never dreamed. Let me drop this on you before we get into the word. Psalms 113, verse 7 and 8. Years ago I read it, and this is what it says. It says, he raises the dust. He raises the poor out of the dust and the needy out of the ash heap or dunghill. Let me unpack that a little bit. The poor. When you think about poor, what comes to mind?
Don't got nothing.
Don't got nothing. Dirty. You know what I'm saying? Don't got nothing. Busted, disgusted, can't be trusted. Somebody just, the poor, okay? So he said he'll raise them up out of the dust. The dust for me recognize ground level. I'm on the ground. I can't get no lower. God said he'll raise them up out of that. And he'll take the needy out of the ash heap. The ash heap is the same thing, you know, a burn pile. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Or it also means a dunghill. You know what a dunghill is? Mm-hmm. A manure pile. Mm-hmm. A pile of,
yes, right.
See what I'm saying? A pile of excrement. Yeah. What come out your backside. So he said, I'll raise you up out of that. So that tells me that God is able to take me out of my own mess. You know what I'm saying? And not only will he do that, but this is the kicker. He said, I'll set you among princes. I'll put you in front of people that you don't even think you're supposed to be in front of. That's what he did for me last week.
Amen.
You see what I'm saying? That's what he did for me last week. And so that's what I'm here to tell you guys today, man. Our message today, my whole point that I want to drive home today is take care of your field. Take care of your feet.
James 4:10.
Serious. That's good, man. That's good. Take care of your
James, humble yourself before the Lord so that He may lift you up with honor.
That's good. Humble yourself. That's the key. That's the key. He'll raise you up. That's right. It's exactly right. Humble yourself. So that means humbling yourself kind of looks like this. I don't know it all. And I'm willing to listen to somebody else. Because that's where we get in trouble a lot of times, man. We think we know it all. We get to smelling ourselves. We get to an age where I don't want to pay attention to mama, daddy, uncle, grandma, nobody anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. Guess what our own thing got us? Bust in the head. Okay? Busted in the head. Let's turn to Proverbs chapter 24. I'm going to read verses 30 through 34. Sorry about that. Proverbs 24, verses 30 through 34. Man, I'm telling you, man, this word, man, if you'll read it, man, and take time with it, man, it'll unlock the mysteries of life.
What are you saying?
Proverbs chapter 30, chapter 24, verse 30.
Through 34.
Through 34. I got a couple of different versions that I'm going to read from just so it help us unpack our understanding and enlighten some things. So I'm going to read it. Somebody want to read it for me? Let me read out. Go ahead, bro. Read out your version.
I went past the field of a sluggard, past the vineyard of someone who has no sense. Thorns had come up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds, and the stone wall was in ruins. I applied my heart to what I observed and learned a lesson from what I saw. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little floating of the hands to rest. And poverty will come on you like a thief. And what's that? Scarcity, like an armed man.
Wow. Anybody got a version a little bit different from that? Want to read it?
NLT.
Okay, go ahead, read that.
I walked by the field of a lazy person, the vineyard of one with no common sense. I saw that it was overgrown with nettles, it was covered with weeds, and its walls were broken down. Then I looked and thought about it. I learned this lesson. A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber.
Wow, man. Wow. Now we read over that and we kind of know it's saying something, but it's like, okay, I know there's something there I need to get. What is it? I want to start at verse 34 and then we're going to back up. So verse 34, he said, then shall your what? Your poverty pounce on you. That version says pounce on. When y'all think about something pouncing on you, what comes to mind? I mean, it's like a lion or something, man. Attack me. You know what I'm saying? You walk along, all of a sudden, mountain lion, bear, something jumped on you. It's gonna pounce on you. Mine says poverty will come on you like a robber, and your want like an armed man. Poverty will come. Will pounce on you. Poverty. What's poverty? Poverty means not having. Poverty means lack. Poverty means, you can have spiritual poverty, ignorance of God. You can have psychological poverty, don't know nothing. You can have physical poverty, overweight, out of shape, bad health, blah, blah, blah. You can have economic poverty, meaning I don't have any money in my pocket, I'm busted, disgusted, better not trust me. We can have poverty shows itself in a lot of different ways. He said poverty will come. It's going to pounce on you. And it's going to pounce on you. It's going to come like it says a robber. My version says a robber. And I want you to think about this here. That word, it comes from like a vagabond, somebody that's wandering. If you were to stand out here in the front yard on the porch here and look up and see somebody walking down the road, you might say, man, I wonder who that is. You know, when they first come into view, you say, I wonder who that is. And you're looking, and as you keep looking, they get closer and closer. You see what I'm saying? They walking, coming this way. He said poverty's like that. You'll see it coming. And it's going to be steadily coming your way, gradually coming. And it's giving you a warning saying, you better get ready. You better do something, because if you don't, it won't be long before it'll be on your doorstep. And when it gets there, it's like an armed man. Give me that. That's how poverty comes. It comes like it's got a gun in your face, demanding. Them bills come, guess what? I don't have enough money. Give me that. You see what I'm saying? That's how poverty comes, man. I mean, it's in your face. It's not giving you room to breathe. You know how somebody get up all in your space? That's how poverty comes, man. I mean, in your space. With a pistol in your face. Give me that, give me that, give me that. That's how poverty comes. Steadily coming your way. You can see it if you're watching. And when it get there, everybody get down. Kicking in doors, waving fofo. Everybody. You see what I'm saying? And we got to get down. And he said, that's how poverty comes. Now, let's go back to the top. He said, I walked by the field of the lazy man, the sluggard. And this is what I saw. He said that the vineyard, well, he said, mine says the vineyard of the man lacking sin, it was completely overgrown with thistles. Its surface was covered with nettles or weeds. The stone wall was broken down. He said, when I saw this, I reflected on it and I said, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. And guess what? Here come poverty. What can we learn from that? What can we get from that, guys? This is what I want to get you to understand.
I believe you got to stay diligent.
Yeah.
With every step in life. Mm-hmm. Even when you got to do it, and ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
That's right.
If you want to get it done, and you want it done the way you think it needs, you have to do it. You know what I mean? Diligently push forward. Don't let it push back on you. You know what I mean? So, and like you said, you can see it coming.
Yeah.
So we have to be diligent in that sight and say, oh, okay, I got to drive way up the road. I ain't looking at this first stoplight. I'm looking, there's something going on up there. I need to see what, and it might affect me. What do I need to do? Yeah, absolutely.
Just like you and my man a couple weeks ago, first time I met you here, you and him was out there cleaning up that closet. They didn't have to do that. You see what I'm saying? But he was looking, he saw a need, and so he jumped on it. It's not so much that closet, but an attitude that says, I see a need, I'm going to take care of it. You know what we like to do? I'll get it later. Procrastinate. I get that later. Guess what? Later comes, and there's something else on the plate now. So guess what? That thing that you could have did then, can't do now. Instead of having one thing to do, now you got two. See what I'm saying? If you put it off again, next thing you know, you got four, because it's multiplying now, exponentially. And so he said a key word about diligence. Up here, he said he looked and saw a guy that's lazy. This guy didn't take care of his field. Now, we're talking about field. He's talking about a vineyard. I want to apply it to our lives. You see, person can look at our lives and see if we poverty-stricken. We might have on good clothes. We might be looking good, smelling good, all of those things. But our life will still say it's poverty-stricken. Poverty of mind. Don't think very well. You know what I'm saying? A poverty, maybe they don't have any money. I know people front all the time, man. I mean, front like they got money, ain't got no money. I know some people, man, that's driving them big boy Beamers, you know what I'm saying? And living like barely making it in the cardboard house they in.
Their life is unmanageable.
You know what I'm saying? Just completely. That's a good way of putting it. Completely unmanageable. So he tells me, he said, look, I went by the vineyard, saw this guy, he didn't have sense. It was overgrown with weeds. The stone wall was broken down. So this guy hadn't been taking care of his field. Farmers have probably got, man, one of the hardest jobs, farming, because you think about it, they got to get on it, whether they want to or not. All right, man, appreciate you.
Yes, sir, I appreciate you.
All right, they got to get on it, whether they want to or not. They got to be out there. I mean, and it's a sun up to sundown job. When I was driving back and forth to Whiteville every Thursday, as it got later on in the year and you know the time changed, I seen them boys out there in them tractors with the lights on. It's dark. They still out there in them tractors in the field. You see what I'm saying? Now we the kind of people that, okay, if I ain't out by 5 o'clock, I got a problem. Are we looking at the boss crazy, talking about, man, what you talking about working over? I ain't got no time to work. I got stuff to do. You see what I'm saying? So The person, he's saying a poverty mindset is a person that's lazy. A person is not taking care of what they need to take care of when it's time to take care of it. Right now, guys, let me tell you something. You got a season, you got a period of time right now where you can do some things that you're not going to be able to do when you leave here. Right now, you're in first phase, you don't have to work. Okay? So that means, man, you can get some time to broaden your understanding about life and yourself.
Right.
Learn more about who you are and why you do the things you do. And learn, okay, well, how can I live differently? How can I live better? How can I do things different? You know what I'm saying? And so this poverty mindset, man, you looking and seeing, you can see it coming. Okay? It's not like it just sneaks up on you all of a sudden it's there, but you can see it coming. He said it's like a robber is walking up the road to you. A stone wall broken down, covered with weeds. He hadn't been taking care of his field. He didn't do regular maintenance on the field. He didn't keep the grass cut.
He didn't take inventory.
He didn't do what he needed to do. So apply it to our lives today. What am I not doing that I need to be doing today? What am I not doing? And I'm not asking you to answer that. I'm asking that question for you to ponder that and ask yourself, okay, what am I not doing that I need to be doing? Let me put this in there. One of the ways you can avoid being this guy that gets overtaken by poverty is put yourself around different people. All right? Well, I'm here at the Hope Center. How can I do that? Well, you guys go out to services on Wednesday nights, different nights. Y'all got different things to go with, right? Mm-hmm. And so in one sense, that's what it is. Let me give you another one. Y'all got a library around here in the house?
We got access to some books, yes.
Okay, you got access to books. Guess what? Person that wrote that book lived through something and wrote about it. And so that means they learned something that I can get from them that'll help me where I'm at. And it not take me as long to learn it. You see what I'm saying? I'd much rather read about it and learn from that person than have to go through it myself and miss out on 2-3 years while I'm in the school of life, learning how to do something that I could have read a book and learned in 6 months. You see the wisdom in that? So guess what? That means, okay, if I'm gonna get rid of this poverty mindset, I need to get around some other people that know something I don't know. And I can get around them through a book. I can get around them through videos. I can get around them through, that's a key thing. And I know you guys are probably in a media blackout right now. Some are. So once you get out of that, instead of watching all that stupid stuff on TikTok, which the Chinese government is manipulating to keep us stupid, you know what I'm saying? Let's get on something, man, that's going to help us. Get on something that's going to help you move forward. Get on something that's going to help you learn how to be a better public speaker. Get on something that's going to help you, whatever your field is, whatever your desire is, whatever your pursuit in life is, get on that. You know what I'm saying? And start watching those videos of people that's doing that and learning from them how to implement it in your life right now and watch what happens. If you do that, man, you'll be eons ahead of your peers. I mean, eons, man. How do you think Kobe Bryant got as good as he did? Because when everybody else was in the club, he was in the gym. Mm-hmm. Allen Iverson said that there, and he said it in some more colorful language. He said when we was in the club, that MF was in the gym.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so they talking about going to the gym at 7 o'clock in the morning, get their early morning practice in. They come down. Kobe done been to the gym and finished a 2-hour workout. Got ice packs on his knees, eating some breakfast, resting up for the next goal. You see what I'm saying? That kind of mindset, man, is what puts you ahead. And listen, I'm 57, I'll be 58 in April. I have wasted enough life, man. I have no more to waste. That's why I'm driven the way I'm driven, man. I don't have time for that other craziness. My partners from the past, back in South Carolina, when they reach out to me talking about, Rob, I remember when too. That's why I'm on the path that I'm on. I don't have time for that anymore. They still stuck doing the same stupid stuff. But the thing is, they didn't go down the road I went down. I gave 20 years of my life in the Department of Corrections in South Carolina. They still on the street. You see what I'm saying? So I got a whole different outlook about this thing, man. My life been affected in a whole different way. So man, I love, appreciate you, man. I remember the past we had. I remember growing up, we used to do it. But look here, partner, that is not me anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't have time for that. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? Sometimes people are like, oh, you think you're better than me? No, I'm just not going to live that life anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm on a whole different tip now. I want more for myself and for my children. Amen. You see what I'm saying? I want to be able to leave something behind, something worthwhile for my kids. I don't want to leave behind them a name that, boy, he was sorry as I don't know what, man. He wasn't no count, man. He was sorry joker. You know what I'm saying? I hate you, my dad. I don't want to leave that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a poverty mindset will cause you and your seed, man, to be jacked up. Mm-hmm. And I ain't trying to feel it, man. So man, look here. Let me read this out of another version. Let me read this out of that whole thing. He said, I passed by the field of an idle man. You know what idle is? Standing still, in neutral, ain't going nowhere, doing nothing. How many people you know like that? Stand around doing nothing, ain't going nowhere. Them same partners I'm talking about on the corner man with the brown bag, sipping 40 ounces and all. They ain't got time for that. Idle. He said, I passed by the field of an idle man, by the vineyard of a man with no sense. I looked, it was all dried up. It was overgrown with thistles and covered with weeds. The stones of its walls had been torn down. I saw it and I took good note. I considered and learned the lesson. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands and rest, and poverty will come on you like a robber and won't like a ruffian. Mm-hmm. He said, poverty will come. It will come. If you are slack, mm-hmm. Look at our lives before we got to the Hope Center. Just look at our lives. We were slack. Had a poverty mindset, man. And look at where it finally led us, man. I mean,
we did have a poverty mindset, you're right.
Man.
On an everyday basis, we did. I don't say no lie. We did.
Poverty mindset, man. Man, I'm telling you, man. Man, this is, and so as I read stuff like that, man, and it starts to open up and I get some understanding. I was like, wow, man, this contains the keys to life. And we didn't understand growing up how important it was when people would say, man, work hard at what you're doing, do your best and things like that. It's like, but man, they were trying to give us the keys to life. They were trying to give us the keys to life, man. Anyway, man, I'm like, wow. So let's flip over to Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 29. 22 and verse 29. So here's another remedy to that poverty mindset. It says, do you see a man skillful in his work? Do you see a man skillful in his work? Let me see where it's at. Where am I at? Okay, do you see a man skillful in his work? It says he will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Let me read it out of another translation. You see a man skillful at his craft? He will serve kings. He will not serve common men. Let me read out another translation. Said, do you know a hard-working man? He shall be successful and stand before kings. Wow. A man is diligent, a man is hard-working, a man is skillful. Hard-working. Do y'all know somebody, man, that do just enough to get by? Mm-hmm. Just enough. You know, it's epidemic among a lot of young people today.
Yeah,
bare minimum. There you go. Just enough. You know, and not understanding, and then having an attitude if you ask him to you know what I'm saying, tighten it up a little bit. And so, but there's something about that, man, that needs to be instilled in us again, because that's what made America great in the first place. I mean, I saw an Instagram reel. Dude said, my great-grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My grandfather walked 5. My father was driving a Chevrolet. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son will be driving a BMW. His son will be driving a Ferrari. His son will be walking again. He said, tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. And weak men create tough times. You see, there's a cycle, there's a progression that goes through, man, that because we have enjoyed the things that we have enjoyed, man, we set up. In the 60s, the government instituted something. The United States government instituted something under President Kennedy. This minimum recreational requirement, meaning, you needed to get some kind of recreation, PT. And so you had to do a bare minimum pull-ups and push-ups and stuff like that. You look at the videos of kids then, man, Joe was diesel. You know what I'm saying? It was fit, nice and slim and trim. I mean, and nowadays, obesity, video game fanatics. I mean, we know how to do it all with the video game, but you don't see them going out there climbing trees. You don't see them out there in the woods. You don't see them riding bikes and jumping creeks, and you don't do that anymore. Don't even go outside hardly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What has that done? That's created some weak kids. And so guess what? Meanwhile, China over there got them. Yo, man, look here. Them jokers is on point. I mean, them jokers in grade school, they martial arts. I mean, they tight. I mean, they would jump on a grown dude, man, and bop, bop, bop. You know what I'm saying? Knot him up. And so here we are. We think we got it together, man. We getting set up, bro. We getting rocked to sleep. And guess what? If it's gonna change, it's gonna change one at a time. It's gonna change because you say, I'm gonna do something different. It's gonna change because you say, I'm gonna do something different. It's gonna change because you say, man, I'm not laying down for this anymore. It's gonna change because you say. It's gonna change because I say. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? As a movement starts among you, then it starts among a group that you're part of. And next thing you know, that group becomes larger. And so we start impacting others in the same kind of way, saying, look here, I'm not gonna lay down. I'm going to be like that guy in Proverbs 22:29. I'm going to be diligent in my business. I'm going to be diligent about that, because you know what? It's affecting not only me, but my children behind me. We have enjoyed, man, the bounty of our forefathers, of our ancestors, and all that they worked hard to give us, and we turned around and gave my behind a kiss. My mama worked, man. My mom and dad got divorced, man. I guess I was in the early years of high school, man. And mom worked, man, worked her fingers to the bone, they like to say, just keeping a roof over our head. I remember one time, man, my grandmother bought me some sneakers, man, to play basketball in, man. I was ungrateful. I was like, man, I didn't like them sneakers. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't them Nikes that they was just coming out with. It was some old high top canvas Converse, man. I didn't want them things. And so, man, I wasn't even grateful for what they worked so hard to give me. And we like that today, man. We like that today. Our people working, they working just to have something for us, man. We like, man, that ain't nothing. We looking at them like, you ain't got nothing, man. You ain't done nothing. I don't want that. I don't want this. I want this. I want this. And we not recognizing the sacrifices they've already made for us to have what we got. Bunch of ungrateful. I ain't gonna call you the rest of it, but that's what we're here. Just a bunch of ungrateful. I mean, need a good cussing out.
It takes me back to that when you set it off.
Yeah.
What Jada Pinkett had to do to get her brother to go to college.
Yeah.
He didn't have no clue.
Nothing.
She had to go sleep with this slumlord.
Yeah.
Whatever she had to do just to get the
Just
money.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifices for them getting
Sacrifice.
her body. So she didn't want to do somebody she truly loved, she cared about.
That's right.
Just to see him make it.
Man. And so we like that dude with that field, man, jacked up. Field tore down a wall, tore down weeds everywhere. Our lives, look at our lives, man. Look at our lives, man. Look at our lives, man. And we deceived in thinking that we got it all together, that we good. And man, look here. And if somebody tell us we not good, we get mad at them because, well, you ain't all that either. You know what I'm saying? Ready to fight. Come on, man. And so, man, I'm here to challenge you guys, man. Your future is in your hands. Your destiny is in your hands. And I'm telling you this here. God has sent me today to share this with you, that he extends an invitation to each of us daily. He extends an invitation. And he said, and I don't know exactly what he's telling you, but I know what he's telling me. He's extending an invitation. And if we'll accept that invitation, if we will respond appropriately to the invitation, he takes us on. But guess what? There comes a point where he says, okay, he extends another one. That's what a relationship with him is about. It's an ongoing give and take every day where he's calling us closer to himself. He's drawing us closer to himself. And so he extends an invitation. He's extended an invitation today, and this is it. I want you not to be like the lazy man. I want you to take care of your field. And if you say, I'm going to take care of my field, now he's going to start showing you how to do that. He's going to start showing you how to do that. That's going to mean instead of complaining and grumbling when it's time to get up, you hit the floor and like, okay, let's get it today. It's going to require a change of mindset because we have habitually been the kind of the mindset, I don't want to get up that early in the morning. It don't take all that. I don't need to get up there. Okay, God help me to change this mindset. So when I get up, when I get up and I put my feet on the floor, okay, let's get it. You can change. You don't have to stay where you are. Change is possible. God will bring it about. Because if he extends an invitation, when you accept it, he gives you the grace to do it. That's how he works, man. I'm giving you something now. Just recently learned. That's how God works. He extends an invitation. He said, "Will you do such and such?" Yes, Lord, I will. Okay, now here's the power to do it. Here's the ability to do it. Ooh. So anyway, guys, man, that's all I really got to tell you today, man. This morning, man. That's man.